Hello, everybody. Welcome. This is Soft Magnetics.
Hard Topics.
And I am Bridget.
And I'm Mike.
And we are in our beautiful new studio. And today we are going to be talking about our brand new engineering kit called the Attenuation Station.
Attenuation Station Nation.
It's on fire. It's so hot. Inside this kit, we have 5 different materials, and we're going to go over them. But first off, the product launch is for the toroidal suppression cores, which, Mike, explain to the people what they are.
So they're suppression cores, but more toroidal.
Basically.
No, so they're, they're very similar to toroids. Pretty much the key difference between these toroidal cores are generally only specified for inductance, sometimes inductance and loss factor, but at very low frequencies. So inductance factor is always spec'd in at 10 kilohertz. Loss factor may be spec'd in depending on the material, 100 kilohertz, megahertz, 10 megahertz, somewhere in that range. Now, that's great if you're building something that needs to be spec'd for inductance, but there are certain scenarios where an inductance specification is not going to guarantee performance up at higher frequencies. So if, for example, you wanted to use let's say a 31 material toroidal shaped core, but your area of concern, you're going to put a low winding count on it, and your area of concern is 100 megahertz or 25 megahertz. Having a AL spec at 10 kilohertz, with the way that the permeability on the materials shift over frequency, and considering the fact that the majority of your impedance up in that multi-megahertz, 100 megahertz range is going to be down to the resistive element in the complex permeability, that's 10 kilohertz AL won't actually mean a whole lot up there. So these, in addition to being characterized for the low frequency AL value for building things like chokes and inductors, these are also characterized for high frequency impedance measured in ohms. So that's going to be a little bit more of a guarantee of what sort of impedance. Not to say that they can't work interchangeably, but these just have that extra step of quality assurance and characterization that will make design-in easier at the higher frequencies. And in some cases, the shapes have changed very slightly, so some of them may be a little bit slightly thicker than their purely toroidal counterparts. But yeah, that's pretty much what a toroidal suppression core is.
So we have 5 materials here. So why would you choose certain materials for a toroidal suppression core?
Bridget, that is an excellent question. So there are 5 different materials in here to accommodate different frequencies. If you're talking about just the kind of the resistive impedance of the parts up at higher frequency, the characteristics of them will be vastly different from one another. And if you are building something that requires that lower frequency AL specification, the different materials have different permeabilities that are going to lead to higher or lower inductance factor values, as well as having different sizes that will also help with that. But 75 material here is the lowest frequency and highest permeability material. So it's a 5,000 permeability manganese zinc material. That'll be giving you high inductance factors, and it will be giving you high impedance values in the range of 500 kilohertz to around about 5 megahertz. Could be a little higher, could be a little lower than that, but that's kind of the bulk of the range. Then you start stepping up in frequency as we go down the kit. So we have 31, 1500 perm manganese zinc, really broadband material. So that's, in terms of the impedance values, that's going to work really well between a megahertz and 300 megahertz, even perhaps a little higher than that in some cases. Next up, we start getting into the nickel zincs. So this is 44 material. That is a 500 perm nickel zinc. Again, stepping up even higher in frequencies, starting about 25 megahertz till beyond 300 megahertz. 52, so that's going to be a 250 perm nickel zinc, so getting really low in permeability here, but shifting even higher in frequencies to, really where would you start using that for an impedance product? Couple hundred megahertz really, and on up. And finally, 61 material, 125 perm nickel zinc. That is going to be your 500 megahertz on up to, north of 1 gigahertz material. So whether you need a different AL value or you need a different impedance value at higher frequencies, we have a material that'll cover, hopefully in most cases,
All the bases.
Most of the bases. Hopefully.
All the bases. All right, let's look inside. So we'll have all different sizing. And so who is the perfect person for the attenuation station, which is the big kit? You could get the individual kit, but who would this be perfect for?
Somebody that's designing a whole lot of chokes or different suppressors.
Okay. So you can request the individual kits per material. The attenuation station that includes all 5 kits. Or the individual parts are on our website. So if you want more information on all of them, you can get them there. Anything else you want to share with the people about toroidal suppression cores? Say that 5 times fast. Don't try.
I'm not going to try. I know my limits.
We don't have the battery.
I don't think so. Are they available now?
Yeah, they are available through Fair-Rite.com or our distribution, authorized distributors. I guess that's all. Thanks for joining.
Yeah.
Thanks, Mike.
Thank you.
Thanks for being our expert.
Thanks for giving us this wonderful new studio.
Thanks, and welcome to our studio. We hope to see you soon. Bye.
Bye.